following is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Baseball is brought to you in part by Bank West, B&B Equipment, Wagner Auto, Fisher Rounds and Associates, and All Around Graphics.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the Governors take game one of the doubleheader of the Lincoln Patriots as they strand the bases loaded on the strikeout.
Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Ferding Electric, AirTech Heating and Cooling, Kruger Contracting, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, Avera, and the Oahe YMCA.
There's a strike to throw 2-2. The tag is applied. They got him out of second. No need to strike him out. The tag from the shortstop, Matt Hansen, to retire the side. And the Governors remain on top 2-0 after 3.5.
And by Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, First Dakota National Bank, CHS River Plains, Lamb Motors, Sander Auto Parts, and Gales Gas.
Curveball looked out for a strike 3, and that will end the ball game as the Governors will get a doubleheader sweep of the Huron Tigers. 6 straight strikeouts recorded by Lincoln Keenels to finish off the game.
And by Gateway Ford Lincoln and Toyota, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Shane's Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, Edward Jones Financial, and Faith Lutheran Church. Now, with the call of the game, the voice of the Pierre Governors, John Winkler.
It is the home opener for the Pierre Governors as they welcome in the Huron Tigers and look to get on track here as they take on this Huron Tiger team coming in at 4-2 or 4-6, and the Huron Tigers at 6-5. John Winkler here on this Tuesday evening, and joining me and welcoming in, making the broadcasting debut, Blake Dean. Blake, it's good to have you along here for some high school baseball here.
Thanks, John. It's good to be here. It's good to be back at Heights Stadium here for the opening of the year this year, at least the home opener anyway, and it'll be good to see the Governors in action for the first time this year.
And the Governors, I think this is much, much needed for Pierre. They played well over offensively over the weekend, scoring 47 runs in 4 games, but went 1-3 in that weekend. And I think now you get home, you get a chance to be at home, a little bit of home cooking. It probably smells a little bit better to have that home cooking than maybe some fast food in there too. But for the pitching staff, I think it's going to be good to get on the mound because I think that's where the Governors probably have been lagging the most, is the pitching staff hasn't been able to follow suit with the offense. A lot of runs scored, but a lot of runs given up. And I think, nothing like pitching on your own mound.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that part of being back at Heights Stadium, just the familiarity, kind of like you said, being able to get a feel for the mound, kind of knowing, get some familiarity back on the mound. Mounds vary kind of all over the state, so being back home, getting that home cooking, hopefully the pitching can match the offense because, like you said, this opening for the season, the Governors' offense has really been explosive. So let's hope that the pitching can follow suit here tonight.
Lincoln Keenels will make his first start of the season. He's going to be the guy on the mound. He has made just 1 appearance so far, throwing 2 innings of work, but this will be his first start of the season, and he's going to be looking for a good start on the mound for the Governors to allow them the offense to keep rolling and for this Governor team to hopefully pick up a win. This is just the only varsity game, only one game tonight. They played a JV game. JV won 5-3 in that game, so now they get the varsity contest here this evening as a nice night. It's going to be a little bit cooler, but such is April weather in South Dakota in high school baseball.
It really varies year to year, just what you're going to get as far as high school baseball goes. I remember the first year of this program, we were basically snowed out most of the season. So the fact that they're getting these games in, despite it being windy and chillier temperatures here tonight, it'll be good to at least get some more games in. The fact that they've gotten 10 in is a blessing as it is, and I think that to get continued games, obviously, fingers crossed that we continue this stretch of decent weather here, that they can continue to get the games in. So.
And this Pierre Governor team looking for their 5th win of the season, and I like that you mentioned about the first year of the Pierre Governors. You're gonna give me some insight here on playing some cold weather baseball. No, after what you just talked about, we'll talk about that here throughout the game, and it should be a good one though. Pierre and Huron, and we'll talk more about the Huron Tigers when we come back from a break. You're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Back in 3 minutes with more of the pregame show. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it. to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent with BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At the Y, we're more than a gym. We're a cause-driven charitable organization nurturing the potential of every youth, adult, and senior in our community. From advocacy to childcare, disease prevention to athletics, swim lessons to safe spaces, our mission ensures that everyone, regardless of their financial situation, can participate in the services that we offer at the Y. We invite you to stop in and check out our youth sports, summer camps, group exercise classes, swim lessons, and so much more. Discover your Y at the Oahe Family YMCA in Pierre, where we are for youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
The count may change with every pitch, but what doesn't change is God's love for you. Come join us at Faith Lutheran Church to hear about the God who blesses us with athletic skill, meaningful relationships, and the peace and comfort that comes from His Son Jesus. You can worship on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. or on Sunday mornings at 8:30 or 11 a.m. Faith Lutheran Church is up the hill at 714 North Grand, and happy to support our athletes, their families, and our community.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium as we're getting set for the home opener for the Pierre Governors as they take on the Huron Tigers. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean, and the Huron Tigers of years past, I think, would be when you see them on the schedule, you're not necessarily saying it's going to be a win, but I think overall you're thinking it's going to be, all we got to do is show up, play a good baseball game, and go with the win. This is not the case this year. They're 6-5 on the season right now. They played Roosevelt to a 10-inning loss, 3-2 on Friday, and Roosevelt's undefeated right now at 13-0. They might be the cream of the crop of Class A, and they beat Jefferson on Friday, who the Governors had lost to previously 3-2. They beat Jefferson 4-3. So this is a Huron team that is very, very good.
And just looking at the roster here, John, you do see some names that you recognize from last year's team, be it Peyton Bischoff, Max Kranzler, Johnny Hernandez. A lot of these names I haven't been up to par as far as high school baseball this year. I've been working my way back from living in central Iowa, but overall, I think that it's being back here in Pierre, you do see the familiar names as far as Huron goes.
Yeah, and Johnny Hernandez, they're probably their ace, as well as Davis as well. Their number one and number two guys are not able to pitch today. Dawson Rogers will be the guy on the mound, but for Mason Davis and Johnny Hernandez, those two guys are. Last year they caused some fits for the Pierre Governors in the regular season when it was a snow game. There's a huge flakes last year when they played the Pierre Governors, but those two guys unavailable, but everybody else is available for night, and they're going to go with Dawson Rogers is probably their number 3 guy, and he's still a pretty good number 3 guy. He's so far on the season. I can find his numbers here real quick. He's thrown 9 innings, allowing just an ERA of 2.33, a WHIP of 1.556. So he is probably their number 3 guy, and boy, he can throw the ball. He can throw the ball well.
Yep, he really can. Like I said, just hearing those numbers, that definitely gives you an indication about how good he truly is. Having not seen him pitch, hard to see, and we'll get the eye test tonight, but. Definitely some solid numbers for the Huron starter. And
they sit right now, and these are the standings that I've done to try and keep up to date. So there could be some errors, and probably is some errors in it. But the Huron Tigers right now at number 9 at 6-5 on the season. They would be facing the number 8 seed Rapid City Stevens, who the Governors will see next week Wednesday for a single game. Right now, Pierre sitting at 11th place. They'd be taking on Mitchell. They'd go to Harrisburg for that region, and unfamiliar territory for the Pierre Governors being right now in 11th place, and obviously it's still early on in the season. This is the start of 16 straight home games, so there's a lot of baseball still to be played. But it's one where you start to lose the opportunities of losing a game and still being okay. You really have to. You don't necessarily win out, but the amount of losses can really pile up quickly.
Absolutely, I think you really got to make these games count. Starting here. Being here back at Hyde, that definitely helps your cause, but I think that overall you need to really make all of these games count, because this is where the season starts to become more meaningful. Every game from here on out becomes more meaningful leading into the region.
They talk about winning half your games on the road, all your games at home, and they nearly won all their games or half their games on the road. And are they going to win every game at home? Probably not. That's a game of baseball.
Right.
But if you go 14-2 or 13-3 at home, you're putting yourself inside the top 8, which will be where you probably want to be at.
You really do. You want to be able to host a game at the end of the year, and that definitely puts you in a better position, winning more than you're losing, obviously. So.
Pierre Governors and the Huron Tigers. First pitch coming up here in just a moment. So you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pierre area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC. When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
National anthem played. We're ready for baseball here. The home opener of 2022 for the Pierre Governors. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean as we bring you some Pierre Governor baseball. Just one varsity game tonight. They played the JV game earlier, and it was a 5-3 win for the Pierre Governors. So now they're looking for an opportunity to win the varsity game and pick up their 5th win of the season. They went 1-3 over the last weekend, but as we talked about before, it was a lot of offense, and the pitching staff nobody pitched bad, and there's a lot of wind. Was it ever windy, Blake, when you played, as windy as it has been in Pierre and throughout the state when you played high school baseball?
Oh, boy. I don't think necessarily as windy as it's been over the last 2 weeks, but playing baseball in South Dakota, you're definitely going to get some windy days. And it was always better when the wind was blowing out to left field, being a right-handed hitter. Obviously, the winds change as time passes, and as just the seasons change as well. But it looks like the wind today is blowing out to right field. So left-handed hitters are definitely going to have an advantage today, or possibly your right-handed hitters too, going up against the hard-throwing Lincoln Keenholz on the mound.
And that's what, last weekend we saw the Governors really shift a lot because the wind was blowing out basically straight towards the foul pole out in left field. And they had the left fielder playing near the line. The center fielder was playing almost in left center field, and the right fielder was almost in center field by the time they really had each pitch thrown. But here today, like you said, it's going to be a little bit different where the wind's going to be blowing out towards the right field foul pole, and with the hard throwing Lincoln Keenholz, these right-handed hitters might be a tad behind, which also might be in their favor too.
Absolutely, I think that's definitely going to be an advantage to the probably right-handed heavy Huron lineup here tonight.
Peyton Bischoff will lead things off. We're ready to go for baseball here. Just 7:13 as Peyton Bischoff will get ready, and Lincoln Keenholz will deliver the first pitch, and we're underway, and that one's taken for strike one. First pitch at 7:13 this evening as we're officially underway here. The 2022 home opener. Feels like it was never going to get here, and finally we get a chance to play some baseball at Haidt Stadium again. The 0-1 pitch, that one's grounded over fouled on the first base line, and is quickly 0-2 to Bischoff.
John, did we set the lineups for our listening audience this evening?
We did not, and I appreciate you reminding me of that too. Peyton Bischoff is the leadoff man. He'll be followed by Colby Hofer, second baseman. Unless you want to go through it, we'll let you go through it here after this 0-2 pitch. Keenholz from the windup delivers the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a strikeout for Lincoln Keenholz to open things up here at the top of the first inning.
So the Huron lineup is as follows. That was just Peyton Bischoff, the left fielder, number 2. Now batting Colby Hofer, the second baseman, wearing number 5. Max Kranzler, the shortstop, will hit third, number 6. Dawson Rogers is pitching tonight for Huron, number 22.
That first pitch fouled away.
The fifth hitter will be Bubba Peterson, the catcher, wearing number 20. Batting sixth will be Johnny Hernandez, the center fielder, wearing number 4. Hitting 7th is the right fielder, number 14, Mason Davis. Hitting 8th is the third baseman, number 33, Elliot DeVries. And batting 9th will be Peyton Grace, the first baseman, wearing number 1. The Huron Tigers, coached by Sam Erickson.
The count is 1-1 to Colby Hofer, the second baseman. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Keenholz. A half swing, but it is a full swing as he gets to the backstop, and it's now 1-2. That one had a lot of zip to it from Keenholz. And Hunsley had no shot, but neither did the hitter in Hofer, which more importantly ended up being 1-2 now in the count. We'll get to the defensive alignment here for the Governors after this at-bat. As the 1-2 pitch from Kienholz to Hofer. Curveball.
Set him up with a curveball.
Looked at for strike 3 and back-to-back strikeouts to open up the top of the first inning. As it is George Stalley out in left, Brecken Kruger in center, and Jet Zabel in right. Kate Kaiser, the third baseman, Matthew Hansen at short, Jaden Wiebe at second, Gary Nedved, the first baseman, Grayson Hunsley behind the plate, and Lincoln Kienholz dealing to the first 2 hitters as Max Kranzler, the shortstop, comes up for his first plate appearance, and he swings and misses as he was well out in front of an off-speed pitch.
Kienholz has really got the off-speed stuff working tonight. It looks like it's fooling a lot of the Huron hitters, and that definitely plays to the Governor's advantage here tonight.
In just 2 innings on his 1 appearance so far in the season, an ERA of 0, whip of just 1. He had 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. Did not allow a hit in his first appearance. That was against Sioux Falls Jefferson. And, of course, no runs or no earned runs against Lincoln Kienholz. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Kranzler was behind the fastball now. And it's now 0-2. And maybe he's thinking, in front of the first one, behind the second one, maybe this one he'll be right on it. And for Kienholz, hoping that's another K up there. 0-2 pitch. Good take there from Kranzler, and that misses low and outside, and the count's now 1-2.
It'll be interesting to see what Kienholz does here on the 1-2 count. Does he go back to the fastball? Does he go to the curveball? We'll see.
Here's the 1-2, and a fastball upstairs that Kranzler was able to stay behind on and foul it out of play, and it remains at 1-2. Want to try and maybe get up above right around the eyes to get Kranzler to chase. As Max Kranzler, 444 batting average so far with 7 runs driven in. And he looks at strike 3, another curveball from Kienholz. He strikes out the side here in the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the first. No score between Pierre and Huron as the Governors come to the plate. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Verdig Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Verdig Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Verdig Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Verdig Electric, 224-8684.
This winter, sip on a delicious hot cocoa and lose yourself in the grace of a fresh falling snow before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Stomp for block shots, holler for match ceiling takedowns, and go berserk for a perfect dismount. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com, member FDIC.
As we welcome you back here, and we are set for the bottom of the first inning as the Pierre Governors come to the plate. George Stalley will be the leadoff man. He'll be followed by Lincoln Kienholz, the pitcher. Gary Nedved will bat third and play first base. Jet Zabel, the right fielder, batting fourth. Matthew Hansen, the shortstop, batting fifth. Jaden Wiebe, the second baseman, batting sixth. Kate Kaiser, the third baseman, batting seventh. Grayson Hunsley will bat eighth and catch. And Brecken Kruger, the center fielder, will bat ninth. George Stalley is now the leadoff man. Kienholz had been the leadoff guy for the first 10 games of the season, but Stalley hit himself into the lineup. He had 6 hits on Saturday, and he didn't even start game 1. He ended up with 6 hits. He had 4 doubles in those 6 hits.
Wow.
And, yeah, exactly. You're saying there's no way that he doesn't find his way in the lineup for this game after having such a great Saturday.
Yeah, when you can have a slugging percentage like that, your bat needs to be in the lineup.
As he comes in hitting .636 with a slugging percentage of 1,000, a OPS of 1.692, 4 doubles, 8 runs driven in. That's a pretty good mark for the first part of the season. Those numbers might be inflated, but you have to inflate those numbers through 10 games of the season. First pitch misses outside for ball 1 to George Stalley.
Setting the lineup defensively for the Huron Tigers, we've got Peyton Bischoff in left field. We have Johnny Hernandez in center. We have Mason Davis in right field. Elliot DeVries at third. Max Kranzler at shortstop. Colby Hofer at second. Peyton Grace at first, Bubba Peterson doing the catching, and Dawson Rogers on the mound for the Tigers.
Count is 2-0 to Stalley. Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a half swing, but a full swing for Stalley, and it's now 2-1. On the season so far for Rogers, we talked about a little before. He's thrown 9 innings. This is his third start. His ERA is 2.33, a whip of 1.556. Ground ball right side, fielded by the first baseman Grace. He will touch the bag at first, and the leadoff man retired. 3 unassisted, and there's 1 down as it will bring up Lincoln Keenels. He went deep on Saturday as he went out of the yard. Cade Kaiser had an inside the park home run, but he went out of the yard. That was gave the Governors a 5-2 lead on that first game, but then it quickly fell apart from there. Went down 15-5 after the bottom of the second inning. Here's the first pitch to Keenels. That one misses outside for ball 1.
The easier way to do it is to hit it over the yard because you can just trot around the bases rather than running full speed, turning left every 90 feet.
Yeah, you're not so tired after hitting a home run over the fence. As it counts now 1-1 here to Lincoln Keenels. We'll try and get you some score updates as we go throughout the evening, as we're one of 6 different games that are going on, a couple of doubleheaders, just one single game that started at 5 o'clock between O'Gorman and Harrisburg. We'll give you score updates throughout the broadcast. There's 5 games going on now, or will be going on by the time this game gets really moving. 2-1 pitch to Lincoln Keenels. That one comes upstairs, nearly hits him in the helmet, goes off the glove of the catcher, Bubba Peterson, and the count's now 3-1. And you can hear the wind howling into the crowd mic here at Hyde Stadium. That wind's blowing in. Got all the papers taped. Got the phone and water bottle covering all the other papers to make sure they don't go flying away. That is fouled out of play. Goes off one of the light poles. And it's now 3-2.
Now, I didn't notice this with the Huron bats because they didn't touch the baseball, but it seems to be that they've gone to the metal bats this year for the high school season.
Yep, first year for BB Core bats. There's a swing and a miss by Keenels, and he is down swinging. There's 2 away now in the bottom of the first inning. And maybe that, and really it's hard to tell if it's driven up the offense quite yet, just because the wind had a lot to do with the high-scoring game last Saturday.
Sure.
And so while the numbers, by the time the season comes to an end, I think we're going to be able to see what the numbers were like as Nedved swings and misses at the off-speed pitch. Will out in front, and it's 0-1. But that's an interest, and again, sometimes you win games 3-2 with those wood bats. I mean, it was probably a little lower scoring in high school baseball before it got to the Legion season when you were first started for the high school baseball team, as there's a swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2. Another fun fact for high school baseball, this is the first year without a dean on the team.
That's correct. Yes, we have all aged out. Pretty wild to think that, there's been a dean on the team since the inception of this program by Steve Gray and Dirk Campbell. At that time, the third coach was Sam Kennecke, now Ryan Kruger. But what a legacy! What a really cool thing to be a part of, and it's weird not knowing some of the players on the team. Just looking at the roster that you gave me, I'm like, ooh boy, I've been out of touch here. So
here's the 2-2 pitch to Nedved. He swings and misses, and there's a strikeout. We've had 5 strikeouts of the first 6 guys retired. A 1-2-3 inning for for Rogers. As we head to the top of the second, no score between the Huron Tigers and the Pierre Governors. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
Hey, let's go. We're going to be late for the baseball game.
I know. My air conditioner is letting me down like our middle reliever last game. I have to give someone a call.
That's easy. Call in the closer, AirTech Heating and Cooling. They use Coleman brand heaters and air conditioners, and like our team's closer, AirTech with Coleman products give us quality and dependability we can trust to win the game.
You're right. I'm going to the bullpen. AirTech, I need you. And we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium at the bottom of the second inning, as it was 4, 5, and 6. Order was sent down in order. In the top of the first inning. First pitch, half swing, and a full swing from the pitcher, Dawson Rogers. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean. And Blake, I've had fun when the pitcher is in the batting order, as both teams have the pitcher in the batting orders, as the 0-1 pitch is popped foul, and it will get out of play just to the right of the press box. But I've had fun talking about it being a historic National League lineup now. Not a traditional National League lineup. It's historic.
Absolutely.
And I know you're a Twins fan, so you've always said the DH growing up watching Twins baseball games. But what do you think of the National League having the DH now?
I think it's great for baseball. I really do. As fun as it is to see Bartolo Colon hit a home run.
There's a swing and a miss, a pitch in the dirt. Hunsley will block it up. The throw to first is in time, and the leadoff man retired. That is 4 straight strikeouts to open the ball game for Lincoln Keenholz.
As fun as it is to see the big league pitchers hit, they don't hit for a very high average, and they do not slug for a very high average. I think it's great, especially for your Cardinals, John, to be able to watch Albert Pujols in red again. You know, what a cool ending to his career.
Here's Bubba Peterson, the catcher. The first pitch is upstairs for ball 1. And I think, maybe the Cardinals are the first team to take advantage of it to a certain extent. Not saying that Pujols is going to be an all-star this year and hit 400 or anything like that, but without the DH, I don't know if Albert Pujols comes back to the Cardinals.
Correct. He's probably still in the American League or on a National League team,
like the Dodgers.
Substituting, playing a platoon of first base.
Yeah. As the count is up to 2-0 here to Bubba Peterson. Yeah, the Dodgers can afford to have him and not play him very much. That one's over for a strike. I believe actually maybe the count's 3. Yeah, it counts 3-1 here to Bubba Peterson.
The Dodgers just stockpile talent. It really isn't very fair, in my opinion. But
that one's over for a strike, and it's now 3-2. I don't.
we won't go there.
No, we don't have to go there quite yet. It's the home opener. We'll trash on the Dodgers later on the season.
Okay.
Hopefully. Maybe they won't be up in first place either.
That's true, yeah. Maybe they'll be in second or third.
3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and from 3-0, Keenholz comes back, throws 3 straight strikes, and he's now got 5 strikeouts and 5 recorded outs to open up the ball game. Here's Johnny Hernandez, the center fielder, who's just trying to put the ball in play for the Huron Tigers right now.
I was going to say, and not only 5 strikeouts, but he's only faced 5 batters. Only 5 plate appearances for Huron. All 5 of them have gone back to the bench without touching the baseball. Keenholz is really dealing.
There's a swing and a miss to Hernandez, and Grayson Hunsley didn't catch it cleanly, and I think maybe Keenholz got a little extra on any, maybe a 2-seamer's got a little bit more movement right now, and
it'll be. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I was kind of looking down behind the plate. It'd be interesting to see if any of the players had a radar gun on Keenholz tonight, but I don't see any of the players down there. So
count is 0-2, looking for a 6th straight strikeout. 0-2 pitch. That's a good pitch by Keenholz. Did not get Hernandez the chase. Hernandez knew an all-speed pitch was coming, but sometimes even though when you know it's coming, it looks that good, it's hard to keep the bat on the shoulders and take it for a ball. Here's the 1-2 pitch now. Here's a ground ball. First ball put into play. It's going to be a tough play for Kaiser off the wrist, top of the glove, and Hernandez will be the first base runner of the ball game for either side. And I'll let you be the first official scorekeeper here. Is that a hit or an error?
That's a tough play for Kaiser. I would maybe score it an error if it was up to me, but it's not up to me. So.
You're not up to. So we'll wait to see what they put on the board and what maybe Game Changer has as well to see if that's a hit or an error.
I was just informed by the official scorekeeper, Pete Keenholz, that we're going with an error. So
There's a swing and a miss, and that's one where you might go back if you rule it a hit. You might go back and make it an error if things are a certain way in a certain inning, without saying anything else. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2 here to Mason Davis, the right fielder. In the game 2 of this, that's not the doubleheader, but a JV varsity doubleheader. JV won 5-3 in game number 1, and it is ruled an error on game changer. Here, 0-2 pitch, runner takes off. Not going to matter either way because Keenels has got his 6th strikeout as he strikes out the side. Not in order, but he does strike out the side. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. After an inning and a half, it is still scoreless between Pierre and Huron. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Here as we welcome you back, bottom of the second, the Pierre Governors will have 4, 5, and 6 now as Jet Zabel will lead things off, followed by Matthew Hansen and Jaden Wiebe as the Governors are looking for their first base runner. 6 strikeouts for Lincoln Keenel so far, 2 strikeouts for the pitcher in Dawson Rogers as Rogers came in having, let's see if I can find the strikeouts on all of my stats here. He has 12 strikeouts, 9 walks coming in, so now 14 strikeouts through his next start. There's a swing and a miss by Jet Zabel. It's 0-1 to the right fielder.
And it doesn't look like Rogers is very overpowering necessarily, but he's locating really well. He's, putting the ball on the outer half to a lot of these hitters and making them go the other way. That one looked like pretty high velocity. It made me eat my words there a little bit.
Zabel swung and missed, and he was a touch behind that fastball. Zabel's .387 batting average, 12 runs driven in, which is second on the team right now behind Keenel's with 14. He's got 10 singles, 2 doubles in his 12 hits so far for the Pierre Governor. Sitting in the cleanup spot again for Pierre. That one is fouled out of play, and we'll do it again at 0-2. That one got across the street, I guess.
I don't think it got the pickup. Sounds like it's in the water.
So that one will not be a dollar bill, courtesy of the lawn chair guys. It'd be a hard-earned dollar bill if you're in a cold dollar bill, if you find that one. As that one's a bit slow, and it's now 1-2 to the Governor right fielder. Zabel, Hansen, Wiebe to lead things off here in the bottom of the second, looking for their first base runner of a scoreless baseball game here at Hyde Stadium. 1-2 pitches upstairs. And from 0-2 now to 2-2.
If anybody wants to go into Capitol Lake and try and find that, I would up the offer to $5 or $10.
Oh, I thought maybe there's gonna be a couple more zeros behind it.
Oh no, not at all.
That one is fouled back to the screen. It remains at 2-2 here to Zabel as he stays alive. When you first said 5 or 10, I thought maybe it was going to give you about 500.
No, absolutely no.
Not enough. No, or well, that's too much. Too much. Here's the 2-2 pitch again from Rogers to Zabel. That one misses low and inside, and the count's now 3-2. So good job from Zabel, battling back from an 0-2 count, as it is now a 3-2 count. Yankton beat Washington 13-2 in the first game of the doubleheader. That one's looked at for strike 3, and it's now 3 straight strikeouts dating back to last inning for Dawson Rogers. And it's one away here in the bottom of the second, and it'll bring up the shortstop, Matthew Hansen.
That was really well located from Dawson Rogers, right on the outer half of the plate to the left-handed hitting Zabel, and just frozen.
A couple of other final scores. Mitchell beat Sioux Falls Jefferson in Game 1 in Mitchell. That was a 6-4 win for the Mitchell Colonels. There's a taking first strike to Matthew Hansen. Brandon Valley, they upset Roosevelt. I don't know if it's an upset. They're 1-2 in the standings. That's a pretty big doubleheader, but Roosevelt's first loss comes 11-1. That one's a bunt from Hansen, a good place bunt, and Rogers doesn't pick it up cleanly. I don't know if he does. If he does pick it up cleanly, he's still going to get Hansen a first hit of the ball game, first base runner for the Governors, and it goes for a bunt single for Matthew Hansen.
What a way to break up the no-hitter, a bunt single. Any way you can get on base at that point, you got to do it, especially in a 0-0 game. Beautiful bunt laid down by Matthew Hansen.
And it's better to do it in the second inning than the sixth inning of a doubleheader.
I agree.
Or in of a no-hitter. The unwritten rules of baseball. Here's the first pitch to Jaden Wiebe. That one misses outside for ball one. Unwritten rules of baseball have been kind of tested a little bit here, Major League Baseball, this season so far.
Give me some examples. Like, what unwritten rules?
Okay, well, so, boy, now I'm trying to think about what. There was a as pickoff attempts. Hansen was leaning. The ball gets away from the first baseman, Grace. He takes off for second, no throw. Hansen was close to being picked off, but Grace, the first baseman, didn't catch it cleanly and ends up going as an error. And Hansen's now standing at second, and that's a big break for the Governors. Tough break for the Huron Tigers. And now a runner in score position. As the count is 1-0 to Jaden Wiebe, the second baseman. But one of the unwritten rules, there was a bunt attempt. I think it was the Giants had the bunt attempt. As that one goes above the head of Wiebe. That one gets away from the catcher in Peterson. To third base is now Hansen. And he is 90 feet away from giving the Governors a 1-0 lead. And it was like a 9-0 game, the bottom of the eighth. I think it was the bottom of the eighth. And the team they were playing, I can't remember now who it is.
Okay.
Might have been the Padres. I think it was the Padres. End up not liking it too much because he got a bunt base hit up 9-0. But the count's now 3-0. Now
that makes sense, I suppose.
Right, and it's gone back and forth. There's people that are saying, who cares? He's paid to get base hits, and that's how he gets a base hit. As that's a walk to Wiebe, a 4-pitch walk is now first and third, and it brings up Cade Kaiser. Well, there's others saying, just go ahead and swing the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And I can kind of see it other ways, because if he's one less hit away from getting an incentive to pick up an extra $100,000,
that's right,
compared to if he doesn't bunt the ball, gets out, and he misses it by one. So it goes back and forth. But there's a lot of other. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any. You put me on the spot.
Sorry.
But it seems like the game of baseball and the unwritten rules and the old school mentality has really been tested in the last couple of years, especially home runs.
Yes, that's what I was just going to mention when you mentioned the Padres. The one that comes to mind for me, as Rogers tries to pick off Wiebe at first, Wiebe's back in safely, is the Fernando Tatis grand slam on was it a 3-0 count?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Yes, definitely tests the unwritten rules of baseball, because there were people that were upset with that as well.
That one is taken on the outside edge to Kaiser, and it's now 0-2 to the Governor third baseman. And, the lead was up quite a bit for the Padres at the time, and it made sense. I mean, in a 3-0 count in a one-run game or a tie game, yeah, you're taking it, but that's a perfect time to swing 3-0. And you're not going to try and say, well, I'm not going to swing hard because we're up by so much. That one goes in the dirt. Taking off for second is Wiebe without a throw to second, so he is in standing up, and he read that ball in the dirt perfectly. I don't even know if they get him if they try and gun him down at second. So the count's 1-2, but there's runners at second and third here with one away in the bottom of the second. The Governors looking for their first run. That one is taken at the letters for strike three. Make it the fourth strikeout of the ball game now for Rogers. There's two away, and it brings up Grayson Hunsley, the catcher, who's going to try and get the Governors on the board.
Now would be a great time for a two-out base knock. It'll plate two, because both runners will be off with contact here.
Hunsley with 10 RBIs so far, third on the team. He's one of three guys with double-digit RBIs so far as he takes ball one. A .400 batting average for Grayson Hunsley, who's taken that catching position and grabbed it by the horns and has not. He hits so well. He's a good wall behind the plate. You can't take him out, and you can't. Other guys are going to find ways to get on the field other than the catching spot because Hunsley's done such a great job behind the plate so far this season.
And in the line of great Pierre catchers that have come through the last 10+ years, as he swings and misses from the Rogers offering to make it a 1-2 count, he may be next in line to follow, somebody like a Cade Hinkle or a Spencer Seringer, or even before Spencer, which would have been, prior to you being here, a guy that I played with, Alex Gray, who ended up playing football at Northern State. Great line of catchers that we've had here over the last 10+ years, and he may be next in line.
He swings and misses at the 1-2 pitch and goes down on strikes as that retires the side. 5 strikeouts now for Dawson Rogers. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the third, still looking for our first run of the ball game. No score between Pierre and Huron. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified. Call True Green, 882-0643.
As we welcome you back here, top of the third inning, the Pierre Governors and Huron Tigers scoreless so far with just 1 hit for the Pierre Governors. No hit so far for the Huron Tigers as John Wickler alongside Blake Dean. And it is final through the first several games. The Mitchell Colonels beat Sioux Falls Jefferson 6-4. Sioux Falls Lincoln in Brookings won the first game of the doubleheader 9-1. O'Gorman beat Harrisburg 2-1 in their lone game tonight. Brandon Valley beat Roosevelt 11-1, and Yankton beat Sioux Falls Washington 13-2 in game 1 of that doubleheader. We'll go through some of the standings here in just a moment, as well as the first pitch to the number 8 hitter Elliot DeVries is over for strike 1 to open up the top of the third inning. As it is so far 6 strikeouts for Lincoln Keenels and 6 outs recorded, and 7 guys have come to the plate. That one comes inside, and it's now 1-1. Not a bad start when you got 6 strikeouts and 6 outs recorded.
Definitely. Like I said, it seems like Keenholz has really brought his A game here tonight against this potent Tiger lineup.
There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. The only downside to having 6 strikeouts in the first 2 innings is that tends to drive the pitch count up a little bit. You get 105 for the entire game. I don't know if they'll let Keenholz go the 105 pitches. 1-2 pitch. That one's fouled back to the netting, and it's now stays at 1-2. But so far, Keenholz with 32 pitches. I believe that was pitch number 32 and about to be pitch number 33. So not bad to this point, but again, it drives up a little bit. Actually, this is pitch number 34, and it misses low, and it's now 2-2.
He tried to attack DeVries with the curveball, and it was just a little bit too far down and away. It'll be interesting to see what he comes back with 2-2. Does he go back to the curveball? Does he go to the fastball? What is DeVries going to be thinking here in the box?
Here's the 2-2 pitch to DeVries. Just a little bit low and maybe a little bit inside, and the count's now full at 3-2. DeVries, this is his first chance to hit, as it has been 7 guys that have come to the plate. Only 1 man has reached base. That was Johnny Hernandez on an air charge to Cade Kaiser. That one's looked at for strike 3, and there is the 4th strikeout looking of the 7 strikeouts that Keenholz has thrown so far, and there's 1 down here in the top of the third inning.
It looked like DeVries did not necessarily agree with that call, but that was inside corner of the plate, just below the letters, and that's, in my book, that's a strike. So,
and with 2 strikes, it's the strike zone expands a little bit. You got to expand the strike zone.
Absolutely.
As the first pitch is upstairs and outside for ball 1. And so far, umpire behind the home plate you can't complain about the strike zone. Everything looks consistent for both sides. That one's popped up. Going to be a shallow center field. Brecken Kruger, a long run coming in. Dives, and he makes the catch. Might have got a little bit of a late jump, but nonetheless a spectacular play from Brecken Kruger out in center field, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, that's not only tough coming in on a ball like that, but he's fighting the wind too, and he dives and makes a heck of a head-first catch, diving back into the infield.
And there's now 2 down. The first man retired, other than a strikeout, is about as good as it gets. A diving play from Brecken Kruger out in center field, and there's now 2 down, and Peyton Bischoff, the top of the order, is back up for the Huron Tigers. He puts that one out to right field. Jet Zabel, a long run over there. That one's going to get down the line. It's going to be the first hit of the ball game for Huron, all the way to the corner. Rounding second is Bischoff. He will stop at second base as the throw comes in to Wiebe, and I think Matthew Hansen did a pretty good job of deking Bischoff, thinking that Hansen was about to make the catch over at second base, so it turns into a double, might have been. And with 2 outs, you don't want to make that third out at third base, if that's the case. But Hansen looked like he was almost ready to, like he was going to make the catch and try to put the tag down on Bischoff. And he stops at second base, but he is in scoring position on the first hit of the ball game for the Huron Tigers, and it's now Colby Hofer who struck out looking in his first trip to the plate. Here's the first pitch from Keenholz as he works from the stretch for just the second time here in this ball game. For only the second batter that he's had to work from the stretch as it's over for strike 1.
Yeah, I must have missed that when Hansen tried to deke him, but if so, keeping the go-ahead runner at second base rather than at third base, that's an extra 90 feet that he's got to run, so that could be a huge break for the Govs.
The 0-1 curveball drops right down the middle and is now 0-2. Maybe a little bit to the chagrin of Colby Hofer, but he's quickly down 0-2 in the count. No batting gloves for Colby Hofer. And a chilly night, and probably the first 11 games for the Tigers haven't been too warm either. Can sting if you get one in the hands. 0-2 pitch, swings and misses, and Keenholz will get his 8th strikeout in 3 innings. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Still scoreless through 2.5 as you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
If you're in the market for a new home, call my mom or grandma, Kathy. Sunshine Properties is my mom and my grandma.
When you're ready to buy or sell, rely on us, Kathy Sunshine Properties. We'll help you to buy or sell with confidence. When you're out and about, stop and see us at our new location on the corner of Capitol and Central here in Pierre.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
As we welcome you back here to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and for the Pierre Governors, it is going to be 9-1-2. Brecken Kruger, Lincoln Keenholz, and then it will be George Stalley, and then Lincoln Keenholz. I'm so used to Lincoln Keenholz being the top of the order that it had to make sure I get that right. Brecken Kruger leads things off, then George Stalley, and then Lincoln Keenholz. Good time for the Pierre Governors to get their first run of this ball game, and a good, well-played ball game to this point through 2.5 innings. Just 1 hit apiece. Both pitchers on their A game right now.
It really has been a pitcher's duel, John. You know, you've got Keenholz and his 8 strikeouts, and to this point, I believe Rogers has 5. So, you know, really well-pitched ball game on both sides. Both teams really struggling to get the bats going. We'll see if the Govs can wake the bats up here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Brecken Kruger looks at ball 1 as he stands in after making a spectacular play out in center field. As he comes in, hitting so far in the season, .240, 4 RBIs, 6 hits, 5 singles, and 1 double. 1-0 pitch to Kruger. That one goes above the helmet. He drops the bat, make sure it doesn't have a foul. Actually, I've seen it happen maybe once in my entire life. I've seen it happen where the batter didn't drop the bat as the 2-0 comes inside. It's now 3-0. It went off the bat and went into fair territory, so it was a fair ball.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've only seen that once. But a lot of times you see the guy forget to drop the bat, goes off the bat head, and he goes foul, and the pitcher gets a gift after it.
Yep.
But counts 3-1 here to Brecken Kruger.
That's happened to me on more than one occasion, the not getting the bat down and having a foul ball. I remember it happened one time when I was playing Legion, and there was one time in Little League where I squared around to bunt, and I bunted it foul right off my face.
Oh, no.
So got the nosebleed from that. It was I ended up having to finish the at-bat because that only counts as a foul ball when you hit it off of yourself, and I think I ended up grounding out to shortstop or something. But, yeah, that was it was a proud moment for a 11 or 12-year-old kid to get up to bat just after, stuffing a couple of tissues up your nose and get back in the box. So
Brecken Kruger drew a walk for the first pitch to George Stalley is missed high for ball 1. He grounded out to the first baseman. Kruger takes off for second. He will be in safely as the 1-0 pitch was a swing and a miss by Stalley, and it was in the dirt. So Kruger now takes second. He's in scoring position with the stolen base. I have one story that's not nearly as good about having a bloody nose and getting back to playing baseball.
Okay.
But do you remember back in the day the hitaways?
Oh, of course.
Where they swung around the basketball goal and came back around?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my unfortunate miss as now Kruger steps off. He started to go for third. The throw back. They got the tag, and they've got Kruger out at second as he started to go for third, thinking that maybe the pitch was going to come in, and the third baseman DeVries, there you go, I couldn't read my writing. He started coming in, so Kruger was going to take third base without a throw, but Rogers stepped off. He was able to get the tag applied, the shortstop, and Kranzler was able to get the tag applied, and the leadoff man is now retired. It's still 1-1 count to Stalley. That one misses outside for a ball, and it's now 2-1. But to go back to the unfortunate story that I'm about to share on the radio and on YouTube, that I was, getting my hacks in, swinging away, and because I had like the rubber elastic to it as it counts 3-1 to Stalley.
Depending upon which one you got, some had the elastic, some had just the cord. Yep.
I didn't square up the baseball, but I squared up the rubber elastic.
Sure.
As that was a strike, and it's now 3-2, and the bat ricocheted back, and I popped myself in the nose, dropped the bat, and bloody nose, and I can't remember how old I was, but my parents came out. They were wondering how in the world I was able to give myself a bloody nose as Stalley swings and misses, and he strikes out on a stationary ball that could not come back and hit me, but the bat came back and hit me. So.
It's very possible, especially with those elastic ones. Oh, man.
Oh, it was
that had to hurt.
It was not much fun, and I still remember the yellow bat that I was swinging come back and meet me right between the eyes and pop me in the nose. Here's the first pitch to Lincoln Keenel's hard ground ball, but a nice hop to DeVries at third. Goes across the diamond, retires. Lincoln Keenel's.
Nice play.
And that will end the inning. So the Governors get the leadoff man on with a walk, picked off, though, at second base. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on in the inning. We head to the top of the fourth. Still no score between Pierre and Huron. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. You'll find a great selection of quality new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take good care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and body shop, along with a friendly financing team that'll do their best to get you into your next new or pre-owned vehicle with financing that fits your budget. Wagner Auto is your local, family-owned, full-service dealership in Pierre. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
As we head to the top of the fourth, John Winkler alongside Blake Dean as the Governors are in Huron Tigers tied 0-0 in the top of the fourth inning. As it's 3, 4, and 5, Max Kranzler, Dawson Rogers, and then Bubba Peterson. First pitch, Kranzler swings and hits it out towards center field. Kruger going back, still going back, reaches up and makes the catch. Second great play from Brecken Kruger here in this ball game. The leadoff man's retired in one pitch.
Yeah, Brecken Kruger has really come up big these last couple innings, potentially saving one, maybe even 2 runs here. Really a benefit to this Pierre Governor defense to have him patrolling center field.
Here's Dawson Rogers, the pitcher. He struck out swinging in his first trip to the plate. There's only 2 guys that actually came to the plate and didn't strike out in that first inning. That first pitch, a curveball over off the glove of Hunsley, but right down the middle for strike 1. There was why he had a coach that we played against a lot that every time the catcher didn't catch the ball cleanly, he'd always complain to the umpire about it being called a strike. As that was popped up, right side, foul territory, giving chase to Zabel, and right near the home plate in the bullpen side, he just couldn't quite make the catch, as it's going to be a loud strike or a high strike, and the count's now 0-2. That was a long way away for Zabel, and the wind probably took that farther than it normally would have gone. But it still is 0-2. Here to the pitcher of the Huron Tigers, Dawson Rogers.
Now, would he be considered the pitcher and the DH in the high school rules?
I think you have to list him as the DH.
Okay.
So that way, whenever he comes out of the game, then whoever comes in for him can continue to hit.
Gotcha.
0-2 pitch. That one misses low for ball 1. And maybe their plan is, because him hitting fourth, you would want to try and do that, but maybe their plan is somebody else, one of the other 8 guys in the field, to come in and pitch after he's done.
Sure.
Or maybe they're just expecting him to go all 7 innings. There's a line shot. There's a base hit for Dawson Rogers as that one gets down in front of Kruger. And a 1-out single for the pitcher, Rogers. And it brings up Bubba Peterson, the catcher, who is 0-for-1 with a strikeout. Got the battery mates 4-5 in the lineup.
Basically, we just have 2 Shohei Ohtanis going at it tonight.
Really? And they're kind of playing like Shohei Ohtani.
They
Both
really
of them are.
They really are.
Keenels has thrown well with 8 strikeouts so far and 10 guys recorded out. And Rogers not too far behind them with 6 strikeouts in the 9 that he's retired. That one's fouled out of play, and it will get out of Heights Stadium and across Capitol.
Speaking of Major League Baseball, just as far as updates for you Twins fans out there that don't have access to the internet or an ESPN mobile app or anything like that, the Twins are currently up on the Tigers 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th. And John, I'm sorry to report that the Cardinals at home are down to the Mets 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd.
Ground ball to Hansen, short to second for 1, back to first, just not in time, and nearly a 6-4-3 double play to get out of the inning, but it goes into a fielder's choice. Maybe a little bit of some trouble between the transition of the glove to the hand, and Wiebe looks over at Nedved and pats his chest, and I think he had just a little bit of a bobble trying to get the ball out of his glove, and it turns into a fielder's choice, but still a runner on first base, 2 away, as Johnny Hernandez, a center fielder, will come to the plate. Boy, the Cardinals, that was a tough one last night, watching that one. They had, of all people, to make an error with 2 outs at the top of the 9th to keep the game moving. It was Nolan Arenado that made an error, and the next, I think they maybe walked a guy, and then an infield single gave them the lead on a ball that was Goldschmidt was able to make a diving play, threw it to Gallegos, couldn't beat the runner of the bag, and 2 runs scored on it, and the Cardinals end up losing 5-2. There's a half swing, but a full swing by Johnny Hernandez, and it's strike one.
Just about the last person you'd expect to make an error in that situation. Nolan Arenado, gold, platinum glove, winning third baseman. One of, if not the best defenders in Major League Baseball.
And that's coming from an unbiased fan who there's a pitch that's taken for strike two as the end up stealing second was Bubba Peterson as he got to second, and Hunsley didn't catch it cleanly, but it's still a strike, so the count is now 0-2 to Johnny Hernandez. But there is a runner in scoring position now for the Huron Tigers. Second inning in a row that they've got the runner in scoring position, but with 2 outs. Keenels comes set from the stretch. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one is low, blocked up by Hunsley, and the count's now 1-2.
Nice stop, had to force Peterson to retreat to second base. Hernandez told him to hold up and not try to advance to third.
So still 1-2 count ahead in the count for Lincoln Keenels, trying to retire the side here in the top of the fourth in a scoreless ball game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Good curveball. Blocking up was Hunsley. Getting halfway to third was Peterson, and then retreating back to second without a throw. So the count is now 2-2, and a really good take there from Hernandez on a very good curveball from Lincoln Keenels as well.
Johnny Hernandez, this is not his first year of high school baseball. He's been around the block a few times, so definitely knows what to do in terms of taking a pitch like that. But Huron's really threatening here.
2-2 pitch is fouled out of play on the right side, and we'll do it again at 2-2. And last year, and probably even the year before that, when Johnny Hernandez was on the mound for Huron, they had a shot to win. When he wasn't on the mound, it for the most part, Huron didn't win a whole lot of baseball games.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's turned into, well, Hernandez is still the ace, and they've got a really good shot of winning, but they've got really good shots of winning with other guys on the mound. And Hernandez is hit by the 2-2 pitch, so it's now first and second with now Mason Davis coming to the plate with an opportunity to try and give the Huron Tigers a 1-0 lead with a base hit.
That did not look like it felt good. It hit Hernandez just probably right between the shoulder blades, and there are a lot of things that I would wear in terms of fashion, but one of them would not be a Lincoln Keenholz fastball.
Here's the first pitch to Mason Davis. That one is fouled back to the chain link fence here at Hyde Stadium, and it's 0-1. Yeah, I don't think that's going to feel too good later on tonight even. It probably doesn't feel too good right now, but it won't feel good for the next day or so.
Yep. Especially in these colder temperatures, getting hit by pitch in colder temperatures definitely stings a little bit more.
0-1 pitch is a curveball that drops in at the bottom of the zone, and the count is now 0-2 to Davis. He struck out looking at his first trip to the plate. First and second, 2 away here at the top of the fourth. No score between Pierre and Huron. The only varsity game of the evening. As we play just past 8 o'clock, you're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Keenels to Davis. A long pause. The pitch looked at for strike 3. And the Governors will still get another 0. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. We have played 3.5, and we are still looking for our first run of the ball game and see if the Pierre Governors can get that done in the bottom of the fourth. Pierre and Huron tied 0-0. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Comtech is a total technology solutions provider. Comtech is ready to get technology to work for you, not against you. Stop into Comtech to see our selection of TVs, home audio systems, computers, and security systems. They have brand names like Samsung, Bose, Sonos, and Lenovo, just to name a few. Comtech has what you're looking for in technology. Stop in at 1601 Lowell Avenue in Pierre or visit their website at comtechplus.com. Comtech, your trusted technology solutions provider.
Dr. Nick and Chelsea Redeman at Floss Dentistry in Pierre is family-owned and operated. They have modern practice with skill and caring staff. They have same-day availability. Floss Dentistry is located at 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre with hours Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Give them a call at 605-224-2161, and don't put off that scheduled cleaning any longer. Floss Dentistry, 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, or give Dr. Nick and Chelsea Reneman a call at 605-224-2161.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Pierre Governors looking for the first run of the ball game, tied 0-0. As for the Govs, it will be 3, 4, and 5. Gary Nedved, Jed Zabel, and Matthew Hansen. Just one hit so far for the Governors, 2 hits for the Huron Tigers. Keenels with 58 pitches through 4 innings, 43 for strikes. And for Dawson Rogers, he's going to throw his 50th pitch to open up the fourth inning. John McClure alongside Blake Dean. And Blake, we kind of just mentioned it to each other here during the commercial break, that 9 strikeouts and 58 pitches, you don't usually see that combination. But when you throw 43 strikes in those 58 pitches, that's why he's so low right now.
Absolutely, and when they're not touching the pitches that he's throwing, especially with the velocity that he has on the fastball and the mix of off-speed pitches that are in the arsenal of Lincoln Keenholz, when he's throwing them for strikes, you're going to see low pitch count with high strikeout totals like we're seeing here tonight.
Here is Gary Nedved, swings to the first pitch and shoots it out to left field. That one's going to get down for extra bases. The Governors are in business to open up the bottom of the fourth. Nedved will stop at second as he's got a leadoff double for the Pierre Governors. .559 batting average coming in. That's his 5th double of the season, which leads the team. And Gary Nedved has found himself in scoring position to open up this bottom of the fourth inning.
Beautiful piece of hitting by Gary Nedved, letting the ball travel a little bit and getting around on it, getting the barrel to it, and putting it over the left fielder's head. That was a no doubt double, that's for sure.
And if we had the wind like we did on Saturday, that ball might have gone about 500 feet. Because the wind was blowing so hard, but he hit that one square. That one's popped up foul territory, and Dawson Rogers will call off the third baseman DeVries to make the catch to retire Zabel. Who says pitchers aren't athletes? Rogers, that one, as a coach, you probably get a little nervous having your pitcher go out and make that play, but he was able to make the catch and retire Zabel on one pitch, and it brings up Matthew Hansen, who has the only other Pierre Governor hit so far, as he steps to the plate with Nedved still at second base.
With that hit being a bunt single, if I recall correctly, down the third base line.
That is correct. First pitch outside for ball 1.
It'd be nice to see Matthew Hansen drive the ball to the outfield and, preferably in a gap somewhere to score Nedved here and give the Governors a 1-0 lead. Let's see if he can get around on a Rogers fastball or sit on a breaking pitch.
There is a breaking pitch that drops at the bottom of the zone for strike 1, and the count is even at a ball and a strike to Matthew Hansen. He got stranded on at third base. The Governors had second and third in that second inning. But we're unable to score. That one is up high, and it's now 2-1.
And for our viewers that aren't here at Hyde Stadium, what I've noticed with Dawson Rogers, either after he pitches or even on that foul ball try, he seems to be losing his hat quite a bit. I don't know if the hat's a little bit too big for him, or if he's got a mop of hair underneath there. It's hard to tell from our vantage point, but he is definitely going all out because his hat is going all over the place.
Count is 3-1 to Hansen. As Rogers delivers the 3-1 pitch, that's over for a strike. Hansen started making his way to first base, but he's going to come back and take a full count pitch up coming from Dawson Rogers. And that hat never stays, even if it stays on his head, it's always a little bit more crooked after every pitch.
Got a little Fernando Rodney look to him.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one will miss low and outside, and that one will be ball 4, just making Rogers throw one extra pitch. And it's now first and second with one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and it brings up Jaden Wiebe, who walked his first trip to the plate and was stranded at second base.
I think that speaks to the depth of this Governor lineup and just kind of how potent it is. Having not watched a ton of Governor baseball this spring, I remember Jaden Wiebe from last year's Legion season hitting second in this lineup.
There's a base hit for Wiebe out in the left field. They're going to hold Nedved at third. The throw comes in and gets all the way to the backstop. It's going to bounce around, and Nedved is unable to score. That one took a high carom off the brick here at Hyde Stadium, back behind home plate, and you just didn't really know, and for Nedved, didn't really know where that ball was going to go. So he stayed at third base, and you don't want to get into the second out by by getting yourself thrown out at home. So Wiebe gets a base hit. The bases are now loaded. A mound visit. Cade Kaiser will come to the plate. But you want to finish that up that point because I 100% agree with you, too. With Wiebe.
The Wiebe point. Sorry, there was so much happening that I lost what I was talking about initially. Jaden Wiebe hit second for the Legion team last year, and, he's hitting 7th tonight, I believe, and that just speaks to the depth of this Governor lineup here. They may be 11th in the standings, but with your 2-hitter from the Legion season last year hitting 7th this year, you've really got a lot of depth, a lot of pop in the lineup, and that speaks to the numbers that they've been putting up this spring as well.
The bases are now loaded here for Cade Kaiser, and you're exactly right. You can put him at the 6, 7, 8 spot, and it's not that you're demoting him by any means, but there's a lot of good hitters in front of him as well, which is great to see for the Governors. And as long as the pitching continues to be well, this Governor offense can find their way to hitting their way to wins.
Absolutely.
First pitch to Kaiser, misses low in the dirt. Good block from Peterson. The infield is in all the way around, not even back in the middle to try and get a double play. They're wanting to try and get Nedved out at home. It is a force play at home with the bases loaded. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Kaiser, that one gets away. Nedved's going to try and score. He will come in to score without a throw. And it's a 1-0 lead for the Governors, and they're still second and third with one away.
Yeah, the ball just kind of squirted away from Peterson there, and he got enough of a glove on it to slow it down to the backstop, allowing Nedved to score from third. Big run here that could potentially turn into the game winner if Lincoln Kienholz continues to be as dominant as he has been.
So now here is the 2-0 pitch to Kaiser. He swings and misses, and it's now 2-1. The interesting thing is that they've moved everybody back. Now they're going to bring everybody back in. I think that was not a coaching decision to move everybody back after Nedved had scored. They're going to try and keep that runner at third base in Hansen as the count's now 3-1 to Kaiser.
And I apologize to our viewers, or to our listeners and viewers at home. Wiebe was hitting 6th in the lineup tonight, not 7th like I mentioned before. But again, speaking to the depth of this Governor lineup.
Here's the 3-1 pitch to Kaiser. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 3-2. On deck is Grayson Hunsley. Kaiser's 0 for 1, struck out looking in his first trip to the plate, as he's got 2 guys in scoring position right now. The Governor's leading 1-0. Can really break things open with a base hit. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It will miss for ball 4, and the Governors have the bases loaded again as Grayson Hunsley will come to the plate with an opportunity to bust this one open here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Wiebe got a big lead at second base. He was well past the shortstop, and to me it looked like almost halfway to third base. Although you're able to take that big of a lead with a runner in front of you.
Here's the first pitch to Grayson Hunsley. He pokes the bat out there. He gets a base hit. 1 run will come in to score. They're going to hold up Wiebe at third. And the throw coming in up the line, but it won't matter. Just 1 run scores. But Grayson Hunsley with an RBI single, just throwing the bat out the ball. And the Governors lead at 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th.
Hey, a hit's a hit in the scorebook. It doesn't say if you hit it 100 miles an hour or 2 miles an hour. It works just the same, and Hunsley did his job. He put the ball in the outfield, and it allowed the Governors to score another run. The bases remain loaded, and Brecken Kruger steps to the plate.
This is the opportunity still here for the Governors with the bases loaded and 1 away. First pitch to Kruger is upstairs for ball 1. Trevor Rounds is running for Grayson Hunsley. He's the courtesy runner. Kruger drew a walk and was at second, so stranded at second, actually picked off at second base, as that one's upstairs, and the count's now 2-0 here to Kruger. On deck is George Stalley. He would be the number 8th man. He would be the 8th man to come to the plate. Obviously, still a double play situation with the bases loaded. And that one goes off of Kruger. It was going behind him, but it hit him. So Kruger gets the RBI to draw in the 3rd run of the inning. And that's going to do it for Dawson Rogers. He's going to be removed from the game as coach comes out on his 2nd trip to the mound. But hit by pitch for Kruger. He's on for the 2nd time, gets the RBI. And the Governors now lead it 3-0 with a pitching change upcoming. We'll step aside for a minute. Pierre leads at 3-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
It is going to be Max Kranzler now on the mound here for the Huron Tigers as it's a 3-0 lead for the Pierre Governors. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean as it's just a straight switch at shortstop and the mound as Max Kranzler is on the mound. Dawson Rogers moves over to shortstop. As we look at the numbers here for Max Kranzler so far, you go up to the right page. He is going to be making his 5th appearance. He's got 10 and a third innings pitched so far. With a total of 7 walks, 12 strikeouts, an ERA of 6.77, and a whip of 2.03 so far on the season for Max Kranzler. George Stalley, the top of the order, is the first man to greet Kranzler, and he's got a load of trouble in front of him right now with one out and the bases loaded, and he has no room for error in his first batter coming in relief. And the first pitch is over for a strike to Stalley. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2. Good velocity there for Kranzler.
And kind of like you mentioned too, John, it really puts Kranzler in a little bit of a bind coming in to a log jam with the bases loaded, and not all of these runs are accredited to him. They would be attributed to Dawson Rogers, the previous pitcher, if they score.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, a curveball in the dirt. Was off the glove of Peterson, but he's able to keep it in front. As Cade Kaiser had a big jump, saw that pitch going into the dirt. Well, he was ready to score on it, but a good job by Peterson. So the count's now 1-2. And here is the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back. Good job by Stalley to hang alive, and it's 1-2. They can't close the book yet on Dawson Rogers. He did throw 68 pitches. He did give up 4 hits, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts, but he's still responsible for those 3 runs out there on the base pass right now. 1-2 pitch. Line shot by Stalley. That's a base hit. 1 run comes in to score. They're going to hold up Hanson at third. There's going to be Rounds at third. And the bases are now loaded still. It's a 4-0 lead as George Stalley has given the Governors another RBI single.
Beautiful piece of hitting there by Stalley, going kind of with the inside-out swing, lining the ball to right field, bringing home another run for the Governors here. And this is the guy you want at the plate with the bases loaded. And
an opportunity to really put this game out of reach right now as that pitch is missed for ball 1. It's a 4-0 lead. The bases are loaded. 9th man to come to the plate. Keenel's 0 for 2 so far as he struck out swinging and also grounded out to the third baseman. 1-0 pitch. Keenel's grounds it over right side off the second baseman. That's going to get through. 2 runs are going to score off of it as it barely got in the outfield, but Kruger was hard off the brakes at the off the crack of the bats on the ground ball, and he does not break stride and comes in to score both runs. It'll be an air charge to the second baseman, Hofer, and it's now a 6-0 lead here for the Governors.
Tough play for Colby Hofer. He was probably thinking about turning 2 there to retire the side, and I think just got a little bit ahead of himself, or maybe got a bad hop because it came up on him and hit him just above the glove off the, looked like the left arm. So, and then had trouble finding it. That allowed the runner from second to score and make this a 6-0 ball game. So
now we can close the book on Dawson Rogers as he gives up 6 runs, but only 4 of those were earned. Those are 2 unearned runs that came in to score. 4 walks, 6 strikeouts and 4 hits. Nedved, he grounds it to second. That throw is going to be misplayed from Hofer as he threw it too low to the shortstop and Rogers, and now nobody covering third. So taking third base is going to be Keenholz. And so he is now moved into scoring position. Is now first and third with 1 out. A second error, back-to-back errors is charged to the second baseman, Hofer. And the Governors now lead it 7-0 with a 7-run inning.
And unfortunately, when it rains, it pours for Colby Hofer. You know, he fielded that ball cleanly, but just didn't get the turn there at second, went a little low with the throw. And, you know, the run scores. Keenholz with a really heads-up play, realizing that the third baseman isn't covering over at third base, and takes third without a throw.
Zabel grounds it over to the second baseman again. He'll throw to second for 1, and that's all they're going to get. It's actually Spencer Easlin that made that play happen. He was the courtesy runner for Lincoln Keenholz, and Easlin came around to score as he was heads up to make that happen. That's a fantastic play from Easlin. And then he scores on the ground fielder's choice for Jet Zabel, gets an RBI, 4-6 in the putout. And there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and an 8-0 lead for the Governors with the runner on first base.
Absolutely. Give credit where credit is due. Our mistake up here, not seeing the change in runners, but what a job by Spencer Easlin to really realize that on the base paths, and that's a heads-up play. Not a lot of people will notice that the third baseman's not on the bag or there's nobody covering the base in front. So really big inning for the Governors here in the bottom of the 4th, putting up an 8 spot here.
And now with Hansen at the plate, all of a sudden you're not necessarily thinking about it quite yet. There's a swing and a miss, a back pick to first, and a good slide by Jet Zabel to get back to the bag. If he slides right back into the bag, he's probably out at first, but he slid off to the side and was able to get back in time before the tag was applied, so the count's now 2-1 here to Hansen. But to get back to the point real quick, that all of a sudden you're not necessarily thinking about it, but in the back of your mind, 2 more runs score, you're up by 10 in the bottom of the 4th inning, and the top of the 5th turns into potentially ending the ball game.
Absolutely.
As the count's now 2-2 as that one's fouled away.
And going back to that point about, you know, Jet Zabel making a heck of a play to avoid the tag, he must have some good genes, because that's a heck of a play. Pretty athletic, I would say.
That Zabel family, I don't think there's any athleticism in it.
Hard pressed to find it, for sure.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. That one's outside. Zabel took off for a second. He slides in safely, and he is in scoring position now with 2 away, and the count 3-2 to Matthew Hansen. He's only got a brother pitching at Texas State. Only got another brother. It's an offensive lineman at North Dakota State. We won an FCS national championship. And Hansen goes down and gets that one out to center field, and it's going to burn the center fielder as he drops down. It's going to roll all the way to the wall, and Hansen's going to round second. He's on his way to third. The throw coming in. Hansen's going to have to stop at third base as the throw got to Rogers, the shortstop, and it's now a 9-0 lead, and the Governors a base hit away from taking a 10-run 4th inning and a 10-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Boy, and now you're really starting to think about potentially of having a 5-inning game, because a base hit doesn't matter where it goes. You don't have to have a double or a triple for Jade Wiebe. Just a single does the job.
Absolutely. And honestly, hard to fault Johnny Hernandez as that pitch, the first pitch from Kranzler to Wiebe's fouled away. Hard to fault Hernandez on that play, because those line drives hit right at you as an outfielder are the toughest ones to read.
And Wiebe pops this one foul. Maybe it'll land in front. Nope, it's going to land on top of the press box, and it's now 0-2. That's the hard thing about this press box, is that you can, I mean, and you were up here last year doing a lot of PA work too. You lose the ball when it gets up to a certain point, and you're just hoping that the ball lands right in front of you. 0-2 pitches upstairs, and it's now 1-2.
I'm calling it, John. This is going to be the year. This is the year that you're going to get a foul ball. I'm calling it right now.
That would make my year. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one is fouled out of play. For a second, I thought maybe it was going to be a pitch later after you said.
Oh, yeah.
that I was going to get it. But
Speak it into existence.
There we go. 1-2 count. I'm not sure what I would do if that actually happened like right now. You'd have to take over play-by-play for a little bit. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That's upstairs, and the count's now 2-2. With Hansen on at third base, Wiebe singled already in the inning. He is the 13th man to come to the plate. There's a ground ball up the middle, fielded by the second baseman. The throw to first, and going to be caught by Grace. It wasn't a graceful play, no pun intended, but that will end the inning here in the bottom of the fourth. So 9-run score for the Pierre Governors as they get 5 hits in the inning, no error, 1 error in the, actually 2 errors in the inning, and 1 man left on base. So we've played 4 complete, and the Pierre Governors now lead at 9-0 over the Huron Tigers. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At the Y, we're more than a gym. We're a cause-driven charitable organization nurturing the potential of every youth, adult, and senior in our community. From advocacy to childcare, disease prevention to athletics, swim lessons to safe spaces, our mission ensures that everyone, regardless of their financial situation, can participate in the services that we offer at the Y. We invite you to stop in and check out our youth sports, summer camps, group exercise classes, swim lessons, and so much more. Discover your Y at the Milwaukee Family YMCA in Pierre, where we are for youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
So after a 9-run inning, I guess you can say it's a shutdown inning here for the Pierre Governors. They just want to keep this as wide of a margin as they can. Lincoln Keenels dealing with 8, 9, and 1. Elliot DeVries, Peyton Grace, and then back to the top of the order for Peyton Bischoff. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean here. Home opener of 2022. The Pierre Governors put on a show in that bottom of the fourth inning, having 9-run score. All 9 runs have scored in that bottom of the fourth inning. Gave the home fans something to cheer about after having so far through 4 innings, a stellar pitching performance from Lincoln Keenels.
Absolutely, and going back to that last out of the inning, that was a heck of a play by Peyton Grace, first baseman, digging that ball out of the dirt and really stretching to getting his left foot on the base, because the throw kind of took him up the line a little bit. So having to not only dig it out, but also keep his foot on the bag, that's a heck of an athletic play. And obviously we'll see him as he's in the on-deck circle after DeVries hits.
Counts 2-0 here to DeVries. Here's the 2-0 from Keenels. That one will miss low, and it's now 3-0 here to Lincoln from Lincoln Keenels to Elliot DeVries. And especially how that inning went, it was errors, like you said, when it rains it pours. Errors seem to come in bunches, and that easily could have been an error, or just that run could have easily scored to make it a 10-0 game. But Grace is able to keep this one in a little bit of a better scenario for the Huron Tigers, as that was a foul tip in the mid of Hunsley. And the count goes from 3-0 now to 3-2 to Elliot DeVries, looking for strikeouts, I believe number 10 here for Lincoln Keenels. Here is the 3-2 pitch. That one is missed for ball 4. And instead of strikeout 10, that's walk number 1 from Lincoln Keenels. And the leadoff man is aboard for the first time in the ball game for the Huron Tigers here in the top of the 5th inning.
And going back to that point too, John, about the half inning for the Govs, that obviously was the balloon inning and allowed him to get to this 9-run lead. You really got a feel for Colby Hofer with those. He's had, I think 2 errors that last inning, both of which could have possibly ended the inning, both potentially being double plays. And on top of that, with the throw to first the throw that was up the line that Grace had to make a heck of a play to field the ball. You really got to feel bad for Hofer, because he's probably hanging his head right now, but hopefully things, he's got a chance to turn things around here, as he potentially could get up to the plate this inning and extend this game a little bit.
He would be now third in the lineup. He would Peyton Bischoff is on deck. He'd follow Bischoff with the one on and nobody out here at the top of the 5th inning. The first pitch was a swing and a foul tip by Grace. 0-1 pitch. He reaches for it, swings and misses, and the count's now 0-2. Grace flew out to center field. That was Brecken Kruger's diving catch out in center field at the top of the 3rd inning. That was the second ball that was hit into play from the Huron Tigers. Not a whole lot of balls went into play in the first 3 innings. Just 3 guys put the ball in play. And overall, only 5 guys have put the ball in play.
And kind of going to that point, John, that's another thing that over the years I've really, come to enjoy about watching Governor Baseball is the defense has really become rock solid. As Keenholz gets a strikeout of Grace here for the first out of the inning, it really has come a long way since, the first year or 2 of the program when I was playing. The defense was probably, and I shouldn't say even probably, it was the weak spot of our team. Errors on errors. I remember we had to shift the field around, especially in the Legion season a little bit because we were so poor defensively at that time. But really now with this group, you definitely see how far the team has come, because currently I look up at the board and it's been, 4+ innings in windy conditions, and there's not an error that is on the scoreboard for the Pierre Governors.
Count is 0-1 here to Peyton Bischoff, the leadoff hitter. That one's taken for a strike, and the count is now 0-2. I don't think he particularly thought that should have been a strike, but the count is 0-2 here to Peyton Bischoff, who doubled as one of the 2 hits so far for the Huron Tigers. He struck out swinging in the first, doubled in the 3rd. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Bischoff. Swings and fouls off the pitch to stay alive, and it remains at 0-2. So because in Missouri you don't get you can get some cold weather games, but not nearly what South Dakota can be in the springtime. What is it like to play in a game that is sub 50 and potentially and bordering along the line of just almost too cold to play?
In a word, horrible. I remember a game specifically. It seemed like every year that we went out to Rapid City, the weather was, not even sub 50, but sub 40 in some cases. I remember, Steve Gray at that time, the head coach of the Pierre Governors, still the head coach, bringing in propane heaters, and all of us being huddled around those propane heaters, and just trying to continue to stay warm and keep ourselves up and alert in temperatures like that. Especially in spring ball, the hills were. It seemed like we went out there early in the year, and they continued to do that with those being the first games of the year this year, going out to the hills. But yeah, it's again, in a word, I would say horrible.
Here's a 2-2 pitch, and Bischoff can't check his swing as he goes down for the second out here at the top of the 5th inning. And there's now 1 on, 2 away for Colby Hofer, who is 0 for 2 with the strikeout looking and a strikeout swinging so far. And I'm sure you miss playing baseball competitively, but I'm sure that's probably something that you don't miss out of it, is the cold weather.
Honestly, don't really miss playing baseball competitively either. Played, and I used the term played loosely. I was on a roster at the collegiate level, and it kind of took the love out of you when you make it more of a job. But that's another thing that I don't miss is being exposed to the elements of a South Dakota spring.
Count is 0-1 here to Colby Hofer, and that was at USF, was it?
It was University of Sioux Falls. Go Cougars.
As the 0-1 pitch is taken inside edge for now a 0-2 count. And Keenholz is looking to send Hofer down for a strikeout for the 3rd time in this ball game. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Keenholz gets a strikeout. His 3rd strikeout of the inning, and the Governors now have a chance with 1 run on the bottom of the 5th to end this ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors, one man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th. The Pierre Governors lead at 9-0 over the Huron Tigers. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The count may change with every pitch, but what doesn't change is God's love for you. Come join us at Faith Lutheran Church to hear about the God who blesses us with athletic skill, meaningful relationships, and the peace and comfort that comes from his Son Jesus. You can worship on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. or on Sunday mornings at 8:30 or 11 a.m. Faith Lutheran Church is up the hill at 714 North Grand and happy to support our athletes, their families, and our community.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back here at the bottom of the 5th inning, the Pierre Governors lead at 9-0. Joe Winkler alongside Blake Dean having some fun up here in the Heights Stadium press box here in the home opener of 2022. And the Governors are looking to have some fun right now because they're one run away from winning a 10-0 game over the Huron Tigers. And what we thought going into the 4th inning was going to be, well, maybe 1-2 runs does it. But now all of a sudden, 1 run does it because the Governors will win at 10-0. We're really expecting that one coming into that 4th inning.
Not at all. And it's interesting that they continue to have Kranzler on the mound. I assume he's probably one of their better arms. And, you know, the thought being there probably that Huron wants to extend this game because we still could have, you know, a couple innings left here, but try to extend this thing. But no activity in the Huron bullpen, and I think 6 of the runs that Pierre scored in the bottom of that 4th were attributed to Rogers, but I believe Kranzler was actually on the mound for 6 of them.
That one's down the right field line. That is fair. Nope, they're going to rule it foul, and it's now 1-1. Kaiser got 2 second and is making his way, darting back home, looking like in cricket terms, he'd be on his. I don't even know if cricket terms would be right if he's heading back home. I don't know how they count runs. I don't know if that's the word that they use.
I was going to say I would be really interested to know more about cricket terms because honestly, I could tell you maybe a few things, but I couldn't tell you much.
As the Kaiser will foul that one back in cricket. Somebody could have made the catch back there. I do know that they have fielders all the way around. It's not just a diamond moving forward. It's just a complete circle.
Yes, and the player that starts the play is not called the pitcher in cricket. It's the bowler.
1-2 pitch. That one bounces in, and you already know more about cricket than I do.
Really?
Now. Yeah. I didn't know that he was called the bowler.
Really? Okay. Yep. So
I know it has to bounce.
It has to bounce.
Vladimir Guerrero could be good in cricket. I don't know about other major league players. That one's popped up in the infield behind the mound. Everybody's calling for it. The second baseman and Hofer was able to make the catch. Boy, he was falling down and he made the catch to retire Kaiser. An adventure for that one, but Hofer makes the catch. There's one down here in the bottom of the 5th. That was the wind carried that one a little bit farther than it probably should have gone, and good job by Hofer to stay with it.
And that's got to feel good for Hofer to get it out defensively, too.
Here's the first pitch now to Grayson Hunsley with one away. He'll ground that one foul. And look at Landon Badger over there making a play at third base.
I was going to ask you if that was Landon Badger coaching third base over there.
I guess he thinks he's still got it over at third base, and I'm sure he probably could field center field just about better than anybody else in the state. There's a ground ball to the first baseman, and Grace, he's able to field and step on the bag at first, 3 unassisted, 2 down, and it's now Brecken Kruger, who might have something to say about me talking about being one of the best fielders in center field, as he's made 2 terrific plays out in center.
He really has. But going back to Landon Badger, yeah. Ho-Hum, just one of the best baseball players that Pierre's ever seen. The only Pierre baseball player, as a matter of fact, to be elected to the High School Baseball Hall of Fame, which was announced this year, I believe.
Yeah,
just last year maybe.
He will be inducted in, I think it's sometime in May, as there's a swing and a miss by Kruger, and it's now 0-2. He definitely won't be the last one, but he is the trivia question of who the first Pierre Governor high school baseball player to be in the Hall of Fame. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Kruger, swings and misses, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Max Kranzler, and we head to the 6th inning. So we're not done quite yet. Still a 9-0 lead for the Pierre Governors after 5. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pierre area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
As we welcome you back here at the top of the 6th inning, the Pierre Governors, they lead it 9-0 over the Huron Tigers. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean as Lincoln Keenels will continue into the 6th inning as he will deal with 3, 4, and 5. Max Kranzler, Dawson Rogers, and Bubba Peterson. And Lincoln Keenels has been terrific so far through 5 innings as he deals now with the Huron pitcher and Max Kranzler. First pitch to him is taken for ball 1. Kranzler wanted it, but was able to hold off in time. Let me turn your mic up here real quick there, Blake.
Oh,
there
thanks.
You go.
Appreciate that. I was going to say, I wondered why I sounded muffled there.
As that one's popped up out towards right center field, going over is Kruger. That was a high fly ball, and Kruger was able to retire Max Kranzler. That one hung up there a long time, and Kruger made the catch so the leadoff man retired.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Keenholz can kind of get through the meat of this Huron order without any damage and continuing to maintain this shutout here.
He has thrown 79 pitches now, so if he can get through this inning rather quickly, he'd have a shot, and a good shot, of going all 7 without even hitting that 105-pitch max. And where he's got right now through a 2-hitter and a shutout, well, obviously Ryan Kruger, Steve Gray, Dirk Campbell, Landon Badger, they have a better idea than I do up here, and that's why they're down there and I'm up here. But, unless they have an idea of that they don't want him to go over 100 pitches, the way he's been throwing, you almost let him go out and finish what he started. Counts 1 and 2 here to Dawson Rogers.
Absolutely. And, part of it might be, I assume the pitch count rules as far as days of rest is still in effect, but with them playing again on Friday, he's already passed the 3-day rest, the 3 days of rest that he would need to return. So, why not let him finish this shutout? He's really throwing well tonight. He's spotting his pitches. His fastball looks like it's got a lot of velo. He's spotting his curveball. Why not let him finish it?
First pitch misses inside to Bubba Peterson after he struck out Dawson Rogers swinging. 13 strikeouts for Lincoln Keenels, 1 walk, and he has hit 1 man. The only 2 free passes as he's given up and just 2 hits. So just 4 guys have reached base this entire game for the Huron Tigers through 5 2/3 innings of shutout baseball for Lincoln Keenels. There's a swing and a miss by Peterson, and the count's now 1-1. He is one of the guys that have reached base. I guess technically it'd be 5 runners because he reached on a fielder's choice, but 1 man was retired for him to get on base. He has got a fielder's choice. There's a ground ball for Kaiser, bobbled. He still picks it up, fires across the diamond. Good job by Kate Kaiser to stay with it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Lincoln Keenels here in the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Pierre's still looking for one run to win this one here before we get to the 7th. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
As we welcome you back here, bottom of the 6th inning, the Pierre Governors, they lead at 9-0, an opportunity to close it out here with a run to score, and they will do it having the top of the order. George Stalley, Lincoln Keenels, and Gary Nedved, 1, 2, and 3 in the order, and they did need just one run to get the job done to finish out this win over the Huron Tigers. Some scores in game number 2. We'll go through game 1 here real quick. Mitchell beat Jefferson in game 1, 6-4. Lincoln beat Brookings 9-1 in game 1. It was O'Gorman and Harrisburg winning 2-1. O'Gorman beating Harrisburg 2-1 in the only game they played. Brandon Valley beat Roosevelt 11-1 in game 1. Yankton beat Washington 13-2 in game 1. So far, it is Roosevelt beating Brandon Valley 7-2. Lincoln, and that one. Well, it's going to take too long to try and load all of this. They're midway through the 5th inning. Lincoln is losing right now to the Brookings Rangers, hockey terms there, Brookings Bobcats. It's 4-1. And the Jefferson Cavaliers, they are leading the Mitchell Colonels 3-2 in game number 2. Yankton and Washington tied 1-1. As the count is 1-1 to George Stalley. 1-1 pitch is a line back up the middle, maybe nicked off the glove of the pitcher, fielded by Ho for the low throw, and not in time, and the speed of Stalley is able to beat that one out. That is an infield hit for George Stalley. He is now 2 for 2 in the ball game. I got to tell you, George Stalley has got a lot of speed.
He really does. He was hustling down the baseline. Again, another great play by Peyton Grace picking that ball out of the dirt. Really can't say enough about him defensively over there. Obviously, hope he's okay. Looked like he was shooken up a little bit, but he's back on his feet, and he's covering first, waiting for a potential pickoff from Kranzler.
First pitch to Keenels is popped foul and out of play. As the count is 0-1. Stalley represents the winning run, and that's a good person to have on base with the speed that Stalley has.
Absolutely, I agree. Some Major League Baseball scores for you, fine folks. As far as the Twins are concerned, they are still beating the Detroit Tigers 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th. And again, for John's Cardinals, they are down 2-0 to the New York Mets in the top of the 6th at Busch Stadium.
That 1-0 pitch, the 0-1 pitch got away from the catcher and Peterson, so Stalley moves up to second as the count's now 1-2 to Lincoln Keenel. So a base hit could potentially win this ball game here for the Governors. Next time you give me a score update, tell me the Cardinals are winning.
I'm not going to lie to the public.
Okay, well, that's probably a good idea. Count is high 2-2. As much as I would like for you to tell me that the Cardinals are winning, I guess, you should probably be honest. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Keenels. There's a line shot to right field. That one will be off the glove of the right fielder, and Davis rounding third is Stalley. He will come in to score. The Governors will walk it off. They're going to win it 10-0 over the Huron Tigers. They're back-to-back wins. They're now 5-6 in the season as Huron falls to 6-6. And a fantastic win for the Governors, who scored 9 in the 4th and 1 run in the 6th to pick up a 10-0 win in 6 innings on a 10-run rule. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, and we'll come back and wrap this one up here from Hyde Stadium in Pierre. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
Hey, let's go. We're going to be late for the baseball game.
I know my air conditioner is letting me down like our middle reliever last game. I have to give someone a call.
That's easy. Call in the closer, AirTech Heating and Cooling. They use Coleman brand heaters and air conditioners, and like our team's closer, AirTech with Coleman products give us quality and dependability we can trust to win the game.
You're right. I'm going to the bullpen. AirTech, I need you.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium, and the Pierre Governors pick up a 10-0 win over the Huron Tigers. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean as we welcome you into the post-game show, and the Governors were able to get the 10-0 win. A 2-hit shutout for Lincoln Keenholz. He went 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk. He hit 1 guy, and 13 strikeouts. That's an impressive first start of the season for Lincoln Keenholz.
It really is. You know, you can't say enough about the pitching performance that Lincoln Keenholz put out there today. Like, you rattled off all those stats, John. I mean, I'm just looking up at the scoreboard. I see, 6 zeros on the board for the Huron Tigers, only 2 hits. That just speaks to the dominance of Lincoln Keenholz. As
we'll talk here with head coach Steve Gray in just a moment, as the big thing here for the Governors is that they left 3 guys on base throughout the entire evening. That's a huge that's huge for the Pierre Governors to leave 3 guys on base and score 10 times. That number was pretty high up there whenever the last couple of games for the Pierre Governors over that 6-game losing streak. The guys left on base and just guys getting on base were kind of tough. But as we welcome in here Steve Gray to the post-game show, and the Governors win at 10-0. Coach, that's the one where you're going, that's the win that the Pierre Governors needed.
Yeah, that's the baseball team I remember right there. That's not the one that kicked around, made it look like a circus this last weekend. So that's fun. We play well here, hit the ball well. That's a good Huron baseball team, though, too.
Yeah, and because it was 0-0 through 3 innings. It was looking like 1 run was going to win the ball game, and you come out and score 9 in the 4th.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have the horse of Lincoln Keenholz go out there and
just set the
throw
tone.
It. Yeah.
That's just, and we've talked about this a bazillion times, riding back and forth. Get the first out of an inning. Just changes the whole thing. So that's pretty cool. Get that. The momentum changes, and just putting the ball in play. Putting the ball in play solid. So that's cool.
One inning of one inning that the leadoff man got on base, and then Lincoln Keenholz threw 3 strikeouts in a row to finish out the inning.
So, we're going to win a lot of baseball games with 3 on our side. That's how I say that. I'm glad he's on our team. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. And speaking to that too, Steve, I mean, you had not only just putting the ball in play, but making your fielders make plays, and that's one of the things that I remember vividly hearing from you in those first couple of years of Governor Baseball. That was the one thing you preach to pretty much everybody that comes to this program is make the other team beat you.
Yeah, it just comes down to that. You got that was the struggle we had the first couple of weeks is we were giving everybody too many free outs, and then we were on the other side we were walking guys, and it's like, you limit what goes on, and it's a pretty simple game.
You're now won back-to-back games. You outscored your opponents 36 or 34 to 1 in the last two games. Offensively, you could see it starting Friday night of that last week when you scored 7 unanswered runs. Just couldn't quite get the comeback, but then it continued into 37 runs on Saturday, another 10 here today. Now it's time, and obviously today you got the pitching from Lincoln Keenels, but now it's time for the pitching to come along with the offense.
Absolutely. One thing I want to say about the hitting side, Gary Nedved, man, hit the ball hard. Oh, boy. Oh, man. That's once again, that's a guy I'm glad's on our team, too. We know how to pitch to him.
If we get the wind that we had last weekend, that ball's probably past the Boys and Girls Club. That might be to my apartment.
Taking some windows out over there.
Yeah.
So that's awesome to see. He's a good hitter, and it's just cool. It's nice when you can put, we're starting to experiment a little bit lineup-wise. You see tonight, you had Lincoln at to 2-hole, and seeing that, getting George up there. And George become a good little hitter, man. He's going to, and then to put that speed in front of Gary, and he's just going to see fastballs.
Right.
And he feasts on fastballs. He looks pretty ugly when you throw him off speed stuff, but you throw him a fastball, he's going to hit it. So
I was going to say
that's kind of cool.
The two swings that I remember pretty vividly are the double that Gary hit over left field, and then also the inside out swing of George Stalley to plate a run in that big inning that you guys had.
Yeah, for sure. And the other person that's been swinging it good, and it's just simple. It's not anything fancy. It's Grayson Hunsley. He's just putting the ball in play. He had a base hit tonight when things were starting to get a little crazy. Just threw his hands at it, get the ball in play. And that's what we ask of those guys. And we're starting to put it together, starting to see a little momentum now. So that's what it's cool now. The rest of the time's at home.
Yeah.
People got to come to us, and that's awesome.
Now, after today, you got 15 straight home games to finish out the season. Now 5-6, and Friday, weather-wise, we'll take the rain if we get it. We like to play some baseball, but if we get rained out, we understand because we need rain. But a Harrisburg Tiger team that's scheduled to come into town, and you guys are going to be ready for that game. But what do you expect from Harrisburg? Because you owe them one after a loss to them earlier this year.
Harrisburg going to hit baseball. Just plain simple. They just go out and mash the baseball, and that's what they won a state championship last year on that, just hitting the baseball, and they had some good pitching. But, their main thing is just hitting the baseball, and it'll be interesting. I don't know Mother Nature's going to let us play, and we're working on trying to fight a date if that comes about, because we'd really like to play those guys, because in your seeded system, playing teams like Harrisburg gets you a lot more seed points than it does playing other teams. So, but we'll see what happens. Mother Nature may give us a gift of some rain, and we'll take that too.
10-0 win. Now 5-6 of the season. Congratulations on the home opener, getting the win, and looking forward to either rain or some baseball on Friday. We'll take whatever happens, because we need both. We need baseball, but we need rain too.
Yeah. We'll take it either way. Hey, awesome to see Blake Dean up here, buddy.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Means a lot.
He did a pretty good job. He's got himself a job.
He's got himself a job.
I
like
oh
it.
boy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
we don't need to heap all the praise on me right now.
Blake Dean did a fantastic job up here. But Coach, your team did a fantastic job here tonight, and congratulations on the win.
That was cool. Thanks, guys, and it was great, and we appreciate the crowd coming out. It was a lot of fun, and a little cold, but it is what it is. So
absolutely.
All right,
congrats, Coach.
Thanks bunch. Hey, as always, go Govs.
10-0 win for the Pierre Governors. Head coach Steve Gray, and the Govs will now be 5-6. They'll take on Harrisburg in a doubleheader on a Friday night. And Blake, as we wrap things up here, we're actually going to get you out to just right around tip-off for Phoenix and New Orleans in Game 5.
Perfect.
But perfect. You had a chance to listen to it on the drive back home. But your final thoughts here on the win for the Pierre Governors?
Final thoughts being really dominant performance all around by, obviously the standout performer tonight in my mind is Lincoln Keenels, not only on the pitching side of things, but also, he delivers the game-winning double to win this game by mercy rule. But overall, a really solid performance by this Governor lineup up and down. Coach mentioned the Gary Nedveds of the world, George Stalley's, Grayson Hunsleys. This is a deep lineup, and I think that as far as the statistics speak to things, you're really able to see that coming into this game as well. But also, I think that the overall the product that you saw here tonight is really promising. So fans, if you get a chance to come out and support this Governor baseball team here this spring, obviously we hope it's a little bit warmer, but overall, this is a really exciting team and a team that could make some noise come May.
Yeah, bring the headphones so you can listen to the game while also being here, because we want to see you out here at Hyde Stadium, but also want you to be listening because we've got some great sponsors allowing us to bring you Pierre Governor baseball throughout the spring and then post-state baseball in the summer. So make sure you bring the headphones, and if you don't listen for me or for Blake, listen for our great sponsors.
Absolutely.
They help and are the only reason why we get a chance to bring you Pierre Governor baseball and post-state baseball. So the Governors win at 10-0. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. I want to say thanks to Jacob Mayer back at the station. Blake Dean, fantastic job in your broadcasting debut. Appreciate you joining us up here in the broadcast booth at beautiful Hyde Stadium.
Absolutely, thank you, John. And it was a privilege to work alongside you. And if I could end on a personal note, I'd like to dedicate this broadcast to the memory of my father, who sat beside you for so many years and really enjoyed doing this. So thank you for allowing me to be up here with you.
Absolutely. And to personally say it too, this was it was one that I had to keep my emotions in check too, because your dad, Greg, was just a fantastic broadcaster, and it's hard shoes to fill. But if there's going to be anybody to fill those shoes, it's going to be a Dean to fill those shoes, and you did a fantastic job in just game one. That was only game one of you broadcasting.
We're scratching the surface, folks.
Oh man, and if Blake is going to be as good as he is in game one of broadcasting and not get any better at all, he's still going to be a fantastic broadcaster. But he's only going to get better as the season goes along. But I appreciate you coming up here. It's fantastic. Love sharing the booth with you here tonight, and for hopefully many more games to come throughout the spring and maybe summer, but maybe some football too.
Oh boy, it'll be fun, John. Thanks again.
Absolutely. And so, again, thanks to Jacob Mayer back at the station, Blake Dean to my right, John Winkler here, signing off for the Pierre Governors. They win it in a home opener, 10-0 over the Huron Tigers, as we say goodnight from Hyde Stadium.
Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Baseball has been brought to you in part by Bank West, B&B Equipment, Wegner Auto, Fisher Rounds & Associates, and All Around Graphics. Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Ferding Electric, AirTech Heating and Cooling, Kruger Contracting, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, Avera, and the Oahe YMCA. And by Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, First Dakota National Bank, CHS River Plains, Lamb Motors, Zander Auto Parts, and Gales Gas. And by Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Shane's Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, Edward Jones Financial, and Faith Lutheran Church. Join us all season on your home for the Pierre Governors, KCCR, and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation